I'm Kristi Feist with Payday HCM. We're going to discuss today why might a business be considering switching payroll providers when the end user experience is with the same software provider. So, if you're looking for a new service provider and you do come across another service bureau that offers the same software that you're currently using, should you even consider that provider? Absolutely, you should, because a lot of times the experience is with the relationship of the service bureau, and it's not necessarily limited to the software. Implementation, ongoing addition of modules, all of that is dependent upon the end user experience and the relation with the service provider and how they roll it out. And again, going back to the comfort level with the software to allow for the expansion as you grow within the software. You can have two different providers, the same software, and a completely different experience. Now, if you are looking at switching providers, going from one to another that's using the same software, have an honest conversation with your current provider and say, in researching, it's my understanding the software should do this, this, and this. And are they willing to put in the time so that your software experience can reflect what your needs are? Great. Maybe that could save you a conversion. But if not, it's definitely worth looking at a software provider that uses the same software because it cuts down on a lot. The education, the training, you're comfortable with the layout. You're not having to relearn a menu bar down the left-hand side when you're used to going across the top. It's definitely worth it. But again, my emphasis wouldn't be so much on the technology. The technology can do it regardless of who that software provider is. It just depends on the service bureau and what they're willing to support. Two providers can easily share the same software because, again, as a licensee, there's several of us around the country that pay for the software and the development, and we pay into it. So Payday is one of the legacy licensees for the state of New Mexico. We were the original iSolve licensee, but it is common to run into similar platforms and people utilizing the same system. So what is a software licensee and what does that mean? So as an iSolve licensee, that means that there are several service bureaus throughout the country that pay fees to iSolved in order to utilize the software and the technology for our back office, for payroll, HR, timekeeping, all of that. What I would compare it to is the same thing. When you hire a CPA, they don't build their own software. They license a QuickBooks or a QuickBooks Online or a Sage. It's a very similar process. So understanding what means licensee is a big piece of that. Absolutely, it makes a difference. At the end of the day, software is software. Everybody's got electronic onboarding, everybody's got offboarding, they've got applicant tracking, they've got timekeeping, they've got all of that. But what is really the decision around moving from one service bureau that's offering this platform to another service bureau that's offering the platform? It's experience. So how long have they been on the platform? Do they know the platform? Do they understand the platform? Do they know how to provide solutions within the platform? It's about ownership and it's about internal communications and it's about, does the service bureau that you're working with understand the software and know how to navigate the software? I guarantee while all the information that is needed for a software conversion remains the same, how it is implemented, the follow through on the follow-up modules, the ongoing support, those are key players in selecting a software. So it may not necessarily be the software that you need to take a look at, but rather the service priorities of the outfit that you're looking to utilize. And one other piece that I would add when considering making a transition from the same software to another provider, ask for references. Ask about how their experience has differed going to, using Payday as an example, going to Payday from XYZ company. What was the transition like? What was the experience like? And are you glad you made the transition? Sometimes references can speak louder than anybody internally within an organization can.